Hello, YouTube, and it's been a whole year. Oh, shut up, random audience, that somehow gone to my house. Um, just wow. Okay. This year has been awesome. Thank you all who have subscribed to me. It's really cool. It's been a tad stressful for me at times, but it's still awesome to have been on here for a year. So yeah, thank you all who have stuck by me within this year. I know that I've had some issues with my video scheduling, but seriously, thank you. And also, this is going to be my very first sequel that I'm reviewing. And also going to be my last Santa Claus review of this until December. Okay, that one's actually called for. The reason for that is it just got too late. I mean, it's December. I mean, it's not even December anymore. It's January now. It just got too late. But I will try to make it up to you guys with a theme month. Now you guys can let me know which theme month you want to see. Like, if you guys want me to choose a different theme month, then let me know, but the theme month that I'm particularly aiming for, I'm going to say at the end of the video. So yeah, with that, let's get started. So this film takes place a few years after the first one, as evidenced by Charlie's age. And Scott seems to be doing a pretty good job as Santa. Apparently one of the best, even? Yeah, there's nothing that we really see that makes him seem like one of the best Santas, but seems like a good one. I guess his attitude is what makes him better? I don't know. And he seems to be, even though he's doing a pretty good job as Santa, he's not doing that great of a job as a dad. Spending less time with his son, and apparently that causes Charlie to go on the naughty list. The horror, I guess. So yeah, this isn't actually that important. In fact, I might even say it's just sort of glanced upon, and it's just here for plot. But now, but with that, then Scott's also got another problem. He's gotta get married. Why? Because there's another clause that he's gotta fill out. Yeah, kind of randomly, now he's gotta find a wife, because plot again. Yeah, this happens so randomly. It's just like like 7-something years later, now it's just like, oh yeah, we forgot to bring this up. Yeah, you need a wife. Or else then you're not gonna be Santa anymore. What? But, okay, well, I guess he's gotta go tell the elves about this important matter, right? No, instead he's going to make a toy clone of himself from this giant machine that can clone toys. Just why all the elves need to make duplicates of their toys, I guess. And apparently this machine can give toys life somehow. Okay. And that'll fool all of them. Okay, a few problems. One, they have this machine, and yet they still need to make duplicates of these toys. Not with the machine or anything, they need to make them by hand. That seems like it would waste a lot of time. Two, how can this machine bring toys to life? How does this work? This just doesn't seem right. Three, okay, they really can't put anyone else in charge. Like, even Bernard, he says here, well, I mean, like, I've been working here for a long time. I can probably take over while you're gone. I mean, you're not going to be gone for that long. But no, he refuses to do that because he wants to try out the machine, I guess. Okay, I guess that makes no sense, but alright. And fourth, this works. This machine actually freaking works. Yeah, no need to give this to the government or anything that they could use this for something very important. No, we should just use it for tools. And five, are the elves really this stupid? I mean, come on. They've been alive for hundreds of years. They know how to get to every kid's house in one night. Are they really this stupid? No, not really, actually. When they see them, they're just like, what the heck are you trying to play? So, they're not idiots. They pretty much know what's going on. They just won't talk about it because Bernard said don't talk about it. So, okay, this is really pointless. But I guess it introduces the new character Curtis. Oh yeah, and there's a new character Curtis, forgot to bring him up. Um, yeah, we didn't see Curtis at all in the first movie, but now he's here because they want him here. So now Santa's going out to try and get a wife as the desanification process has now started. That it happens, I guess. Although what I really don't get is why doesn't this happen like when it's not Christmas Eve? Like why does he have to be Santa full time? Why can't he just at least look like Scott Calvin until the month of December? That does not make any sense to me. Um, and so now he's going out there trying to find a wife, but he's figuring out he's not exactly that good at it. And also, it's hard to find a wife in this short amount of time. Like he's got until Christmas Eve, and it's like the beginning of December. He's got like 25 days to find a wife. Oh wait, what am I? How would that work? Oh wait, yeah, what am I saying? This is Disney. They can make a fish girl who's a mute to have 2 days with a prince, and then boom, they're in love. Oh, what was I thinking? So now he's going out there trying to find a wife, and then he's also trying to discuss stuff with the principal about Charlie, but he doesn't like the principal. Can you see where this is going yet? Really, you would have to be an idiot to not see what's gonna happen. Like, he doesn't like the principal. Oh, they're gonna be in love at the end. It's just so obvious. And while he's doing that, Toy Santa, can't believe I had to say that, is now becoming Toy Hitler Santa. What? Yeah, he starts dressing up as Hitler, even though he doesn't remember any of the elves. I guess he remembered that one class in history. Okay. And has now made a toy army of soldiers. What? Again, can't believe I just had to say that. So now Santa's gotta marry this girl that he knows, Carol, now because he liked her, even though they hardly knew each other. Um, and now he's also got to go to the North Pole again before his magic runs out and stop this evil Hitler toy Santa. Can't believe I'm having to say that. Okay, so yeah, do I really need to point out the problems with this story? I mean, evil Hitler Santa toy. That's big and is animate. What? Okay, so for one, this story with the toy Santa isn't really needed. I mean, I do really like the effect work that they do with them, but it's really not needed. It's just sort of pointless. They could cut it out of the movie, and the film would have just been about him trying to trying to meet Mrs. Claus, and heck, they could have actually done something with that. But nope. Maybe we could have gotten to know Carol a little bit more, but nope. We just need to see toy Hitler Santa biggest requirement in a Santa Claus movie. And above all that, we also have seeing Charles, and what we're seeing with Scott and Carol isn't bad, but it just enforces more as to what I said about the first film on the divorce plot. It wasn't needed. He could have just still have been in love with Laura, and then it would have just been fine. But no, we need to introduce Mrs. Claus to this because we really want a sequel. So, yeah, now we got all that going on with it, and then on top of all that, we also have Charlie's story plot, which goes really nowhere. This is another thing that could have been cut out of the movie, and it probably wouldn't have made any difference. In fact, Charlie's hardly in this movie, so it really doesn't change anything about him. He's just kind of there, and it's just like, oh well, it's hard keeping the secret of Santa Claus as my dad. That's it. That's really his whole entire story arc is, oh, it's hard to keep the secret, And, yeah, in the end, he just tells his new sister Lucy that, oh, your stepdad's Santa. Oh, your uncle here? Yeah, he's Santa. Okay, now I can talk to someone about it. Story arc over. So, yeah, that gets wrapped up in like 5 minutes. I can see why it was needed. But I do admit this one is still one that I do enjoy. I mean, it is still kind of fun to see what they can do with it. And the jokes in it are pretty funny. Except for this one really random reference to Toy Story, where they say the line, "You're a sad, strange little man." Like, why add that in there? It just really confuses me as to, does this world have Tim Allen in it? That would be odd. Does Santa on his off time go pose as Tim Allen to make movies? I guess he got paid the bills somehow, but that would just be random. I mean, I've seen other movies make references to other films, but I haven't really seen one make references to a film with their own actor in it. That just seems really unexpected and rather pointless, but yeah, they can make the reference, I guess. And yeah, the jokes are still pretty funny in this one. And there are some jokes that really do get me laughing in here, so I do still enjoy it. So for the story, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It's pretty much my thoughts on the first film as well. Except, hey, there's really no Laura in this one. Yay! Really, she's hardly in this. She only has like one point in the movie, which is to set Scott up on a blind date that doesn't work out. Kind of seems like they just wanted to remind us that the character Laura existed in this movie. But hey, now she also has a new kid with red hair, even though Laura's hair is black and her husband Neil's hair is brown. Okay, did something happen with her hair genetics? That, or any of their grandparents have red hair? I don't know, maybe. Um, so yeah, at least we do get introduced to some more characters in this movie, which is still pretty cool. It's just they don't really have much of a story to back it up. Although that doesn't mean that the story's bad or anything, it is still pretty fun, and there are some good jokes to come out of it. In fact, with these three movies, there aren't really any bad ideas with it. They just don't go all the way with them. They just kind of have them, and then they're just like, oh, well, the movie's almost over, we gotta wrap this up somehow, do this. There. Now we've wrapped it all up in a kinda neat bow. It just sort of feels like their story arcs don't really go anywhere. It's just like, oh, we had this story arc done. We have this story arc done. We have this story arc done. So, it doesn't really go anywhere. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, on to the characters. So, for the characters, I'm not going to talk about the ones we've already seen. Except for two. Now, pretty much the characters have stayed the same, but Charlie and Laura have changed a bit, so I'm gonna talk about their changes. First off, we have Charlie, who's really only changed is his age and how he feels about his dad being Santa. Now, it is kind of interesting to see that this weight that's sort of been put on his shoulders because he's had to keep the secret of what his dad does. But unfortunately, it's not dove in enough, and it's just sort of wrapped up really fast again. It doesn't really go anywhere. So it just sort of seems like a pretty pointless subplot to put in there. And outside that, the actor does fine. Nothing wrong with him. I think he does pretty good in the role. And then we have Laura, who, yeah, even though I didn't like her in the first movie, at least I could say she had a character. Here, there's nothing. Like, there is absolutely nothing to her. I don't know what happened in between films, but something really big happened to her because now she's just sort of a blank slate. She doesn't really seem to have any personality or anything new added to her, and she's not even really important or anything. She's just sort of in there. Like, you remember she was here? Yeah, she's still in the room. Too bad she's not doing anything in that room. It just really feels pretty pointless to even bring her back if we're just going to take away any bit of personality she had before. And even though I don't like her personality before, at least she had one. Now she's just sort of blank. And now after her, we're going to go into the new characters, starting off with Carol. Now, well, what an original name. Her name is Carol. Original. As in Christmas Carol. You get it? So, yeah, I really don't get why the names of the people whose last name is changed to Claus have something to do with Christmas in their names, but apparently this is something that they like to do. Don't really know why. Just something that they like to do, I guess. Um, and Carol is not that bad a character. She's kind of how I thought that they were supposed to do Laura in the first movie, or at least how they tried to. Well, being a pretty funny character, and the actress does a good job as her. Although, outside of that, she doesn't have anything new. She's just sort of a nice person, and that's pretty much it. We've seen her character before, and there's no real difference with her. And, yeah, I mean, the actress is good with her. I don't have any problem with her. So, she's better than Laura, but she's still not that great. But at least she doesn't annoy me, I guess. Then after her, we have Curtis, the elf that is destined to replace Bernard. No, he's not at all. Except for the filmmakers thought, hey, he must be better than Bernard because he was in the sequel. Yeah, in the third movie, Bernard is completely taken out of the equation and Curtis replaces him. Why? They never explain. But now, Curtis is pretty much the elf that follows protocol. Which, yeah, I guess it's kind of good, and they do need that. And we haven't really seen an elf be following a protocol yet, so it's kind of nice to see that, but it's he's still not really needed. We could have just had any other elf from the other movies come back and just be like, hey, I follow protocol now because we wanted an elf that could follow protocol. But yeah, he's not bad. The actor who plays him isn't bad at either, so I think it's pretty cool. Then after him we have Lucy, who again is a pretty good representation of a little kid. She seems like a little kid, she acts like a little kid, and I can believe that. She seems to be just like a little kid, and she's played by a good child actor. I mean, I don't have any problem with her. She's just pretty good. That's all I really have on her. And her story with her thinking that Scott is Santa It's not bad. It's actually kind of cute. And she's right. She's completely right. I'm glad to see that someone finally filled in the dots. So, yeah, I got no real problem. Moving on. Now after her, we have sort of the Rise of the Guardians characters, really, consisting of Mother Nature, the Easter Bunny, Cupid, Tooth Fairy, Sandman, and Father Time. And pretty much these are the Rise of the Guardians. And they don't do bad in their roles as well as Rise of the Guardians does. They're pretty cool. I love the way that these characters were designed. I mean, okay, outside of the Easter Bunny, they do look pretty cool. Like Mother Nature, I love the way that she was designed. She looks like she really fits in with nature. And I just love the way that they've done it. And the Easter Bunny's costume, he looks pretty much like a guy in a costume, but I think that's kind of what they were going for. Father Time seems like a guy who's been around for hundreds of years. So, and that kind of seems like what they're going for here too. So, I like his design. Cupid, I like how they make fun of his design. Like, this seemed like a design that should really be made fun of, and I'm glad to see someone else is doing it. And the Tooth Fairy, I do like the change of making him a boy. It's kind of funny and really unexpected. I like the change. And Sandman is actually kind of how I always thought I kind of thought how Sandman was going to be in Rise of the Guardians. He's always sleeping everywhere, and that seems to be the role of the character, and it's pretty funny. And the actors and actress who plays them do pretty good in their roles. I think that they just make them feel at home, and they feel like they're actual forces of the holidays and nature. They seem like they do have this down, and they've been doing it for years. So they do great. I like what they do with them. And that's pretty much all I gotta say for the characters. I think I'm going to give them a 4 out of 10. They're not that great, but there are some characters that are really worth watching. Like the Guardian characters, pretty much, they're really cool. And I really do like the designs. And the new, the other new characters aren't that bad. I mean, I've definitely seen some better ones, but they're not bad at all. So, yeah, 4 out of 10. So, what do I think of this one? That depends on how you look at this movie. It is still pretty cliched and with the characters that they have, and the story is not that interesting, and some of the story arcs are kind of dropped really fast, but it's not bad. I actually kind of enjoy it a bit more than the first because it did. This one is one that I actually ended up watching a bit more, and I think that that's sort of something that made it better than the first. If it got me to watch it more, then there must be something to it. Now, none of these movies are really bad. They're actually pretty decent movies. And yeah, I do kind of think that they could have stopped at the first one and then just have been done with it, but these aren't bad movies for what they do. So, for that, I'm going to give them a 5 out of 10. And it's been an amazing first year on YouTube, but for my next video, for my next review, I am going to be doing a theme month. Now, what I want to do here is either I'm going to let you guys choose, but if you guys don't come up with anything for me to do, then I'm going to be going with my original pick, which will be a Lord of the Rings theme month. But if you guys do have any ideas on a theme month for me, then let me know down in the comments, and I will be sure to check them out. Now, I am going to be looking at 4 movies for this theme month, and hopefully there won't be any interruptions in between these movies. So, that's about it, and bye!